Story time with Fergie and friends.
Hello, story time, Fergie and friends. Hello. I'm so excited to be with you again from Buttercup Cottage in Bluebell Wood, and I'm so pleased to see you. And it's their mums, dads, aunts and uncles, granny, grandpa putting the reading goggles on. I'm going to say girls and boys too, don't you worry, I won't forget. Blobbert's Ocean Adventure by Bret, Grasse and Tommy Knowles, illustrated by Kaya Harris. How fantastic is this? Are you ready? This is all so exciting. A jellyfish named Blobbert lived with his blobby jellyfish family in a warm and peaceful sea. Many different kinds of jellyfish lived in the sea because there was plenty of food and life was easy. All the jellyfish were happy living there, and every day they would swarm into a big blobby jellyfish ball. Fun fact, a group of jellyfish is called a smack. While all the other jellyfish stayed together, Blobbert liked to explore other areas on his own. His mother always warned him not to swim too far away from the group. Fun fact, many animals eat jellyfish, including sea turtles, birds and fish. Because many things in the big ocean can be dangerous to jellyfish, one day Blobbert swam the farthest outside of the warm sea that he had ever been in and came to the edge of a cliff. Suddenly a giant gust of seawater picked him up and flung him out to the open sea. The current was so strong that he could not swim against it, and he had to just go with the flow. Blobbert was far from shore, and the creatures of the open sea looked different from the creatures back home. They were giant animals that he'd never seen before. Some had pointy noses, some had long tails, and others had hard shells and flippers. Seeing all the new creatures were very exciting, but soon Blobbert realised that he was getting hungry. His Blobbert belly was rumbling, and he could not find any of the tiny food that he loved to eat. Everything was far too big. Blobbert decided to swim, and he swam down and down and down. No, Blobbert! Until his head bumped into something hard. Doink! It was the ocean floor. There were many of his favourite foods all around, and he ate until his Blobbert belly was full. Fun fact, the deepest part of the ocean is called the Mariana Trench. It's over 36,000 feet deep. That's equal to the length of 150 jumbo jets. The deep sea snacks were delicious, but the water down there was far too cold, and Blobbert thought he was about to freeze into a jellyfish popsicle. Blobbert slowly flapped his frozen blobby body and swam up to the shallow waters, which was much warmer. Just as he was finally thawing out and feeling better, a giant wave picked him up and threw him towards the rocks on shore. Blobbert realised he was somewhere a jellyfish should never be. He was in the wavy, rocky danger zone. Fun fact, sometimes jellyfish get washed onto the beach. If you see one, don't touch it because it will sting. Blobbert saw another wave coming, so he swam as hard as he could until he reached the calmer waters in a nearby canal. Blobbert was happy to be away from the crashing waves, but just then he felt something tangle his tentacles. Dear. The longest jellyfish tentacles can be over 100 feet long. That's over 30 meters. There were weird monsters that he'd never seen before. The creatures had strange, scary shapes, and Blobbert immediately swam away in fear. We all need to do our part, not to litter. Trash can get into the ocean and be harmful to the beautiful creatures that live there. Absolutely. Look at those really frightening creatures. They look like ghosts, don't they? That's the paper bag. Oh no. Blobbert swam and swam and swam until he was all blobbed out. No, he's wanting his mummy. He came to rest on the sandy seafloor, where he went to sleep and dreamed sweet, blobby dreams. When Blobbert woke up in the morning, he found that the water was warm. There was no strange creatures grabbing his tentacles or waves tossing him on the rocks, and his favourite foods were all around him. At last, Blobbert had found the perfect place. As he spun around in delight, he suddenly saw his entire jellyfish family all around him. Blobbert realised that he ended up finding what he had always been looking for. I know what that is. Blobbert was grateful. He understood that everything he needed was right there all along, and he and his family celebrated with a giant blobby feast. Yes, thank you so much to you all. Poor Blobbert, we've all got to protect the oceans, haven't we? Look at that. Here we are, Bret, Grasse and Tommy Knowles, and illustrated by Kaya Harris. Blobbert's Ocean Adventure. Fantastic book. Well done, everybody. Thank you.
With Fergie and friends.